Hi there. What do those numbers really mean? These are the kinds of conversations I would have with people at the grocery store when I'm walking around the lake. This is CJ Jenkins from Century 21 Cornerstone, and thank you for joining us at Lake of the Pines Living Facebook. People will say, oh gosh, the prices have really reduced, and are we going to hit the bottom the way we did before, and are we going to have foreclosures and short sales? And the answer is no. They might be a few short sales and foreclosures, but it's a different time. And I'd like to explain why those numbers can be really misleading. Now, if we look at what has happened in northern Auburn or Lake of the Pines, and we look at what happened from 2005 to 2012, there was a 46.75% decline in values. That was that time period we're talking about with short sales and foreclosures. Now our lenders are much more particular about giving loans to people. So that has a lot to do with it too. Now, we had this artificial thing happen for us. We got extremely spoiled when 2021 appeared. And that was a 23.5% increase in real estate values. How did it happen? Why was it such a drastic change? And the answer for that, we all know, is the outcome of COVID. People were not buying much before then. People changed their lifestyles. Folks could work from home. People said, why do I have all this money in the bank when I really want a better home? Why am I not spending some money on my life now instead of putting it all into savings? Just the whole world changed. And on a small note, not only do we have a shortage of inventory here at Lake of the Pines, we have it all over. And as you know, Bob and I have a vacation rental in the Caribbean island of Roatan. When we bought that place 6 years ago, there were plenty of things to choose from. And there is a shortage of inventory on the Caribbean island of Roatan. And it's very hard to find a property there also. Now, we have had, and we hear the story about, well, if it was 23% higher in 2021, prices have gone down. And the answer is yes. But they're still above the average, which was 9.9% in 2022. That was an increase in value between the beginning of the year until about June or July. Then we came to a halt in 2022. Why did that happen? The interest rates changed. And that's where we're seeing price reductions, we're seeing some cancellations, and we're seeing a slow market for us. But you have to keep in mind that when you look at the 23% increase, and the next year it's 9.9% increase in values, it's only relative to the fact that the 23 was just an exceptionally high active year. So let's take this formula right here and apply it to a house at Lake of the Pines. Now, this house was listed in 2019. It was listed for $689,000. If we do those increases that have happened until today, that house today would be listed at $885,000. That would be the current market value of a house in 2019 that was listed for $689,000. That's not a bad change for a seller. That absolutely is not that they have lost money. Now, if we went on the whole year of 2022 before the halt of the interest rates changing, the house would have been worth $950,000 if we were continuing on that pattern of value. When we had that part of that correction from the lenders saying the interest rate is higher and people pulled back from purchasing homes, then we had made that adjustment, and the adjustment would be $885,000 for a home could be listed today for a home that was listed in 2019 for $689,000. So here's a perfect example. Have values gone down? The answer is no. Now, another reason why values have not gone down is because there's a shortage of inventory. At Lake of the Pines, right now, we have a choice of 9 homes for sale. They go from $419,000 to $945,000. That's a big range. Different size homes, different locations, different quality homes. There are also 9 homes pending at Lake of the Pines. So that's a healthy market. 9 actives, 9 pendings. So for buyers, this is an interesting time because I had a buyer in my car the other day, and he asked me a question. Well, that 450 home, do you think I could get it for 350? And I looked at him and said, no, not 350. He goes, well, it's been on the market for a while and the market's changing. And the answer is no. So I ran some stats, and these stats are list price to selling price. What percentage does the seller get from the list price to the selling price? And the answer is, drum roll, 98%, actually 99%, if I round up. 99% of what the list price is to the selling price. So this is not a wild frenzy of, oh, I'm desperate and I'm going to be selling. Now, some of those homes that sold for 99% of list price to contract price did have price reductions that made the adjustments as the market adjusted in the summer of 2022. And so they've made some corrections, and we are going to see a more stable pricings, more stable a market until the interest rate goes down. That's going to be in the spring, whether it's May, whether it's April, whether it's June, it will be in the spring. And this is what's going to happen. All those buyers who are waiting are going to be holding out for a better interest rate, and then they'll all be competing with each other. Keep in mind, there will be more homes on the market, but there will still be a shortage of inventory in California, in the mountains, which we have a desirable community here in Auburn and Grass Valley, Lake of the Pines. That what's going to happen is that they're going to end up with multiple offers. You're going to be competing with other people, and you're not going to, as a buyer, have the flexibility to ask the seller to fix anything or do any donations to your closing costs or any of those extras that you can receive as a buyer. So let's put on the hat of the seller. If I were going to sell a house in the spring, guess what? I get it on the market now. Why? Even when it's raining. Why? Because there's less competition. You have less homes that people are looking at, and people will be able to come and look at your home because they will have so few homes to look at. You are not married, buyers, to your interest rates. Your interest rates will be changing, and you can refi in 1 or 2 years after you get your loan today. In fact, some lenders are doing this as a promotional, that if you do purchase a home with them right now, in 2 years' time, if you want to refi, they're going to actually cover you the costs of your refi in that way. So let's look at home values. What the average sales price in 2018 in North Auburn and Lake of the Pines, the average sale price was under $600 in 2018. In 2020, it was about $625. 2021, it went up to $785. Mid-2022, this is before things came to a slowdown in the summer. And that price for the average sale price of a home in North Auburn and Lake of the Pines was $840,000. Now we've gone just under the 800 mark for the rest of 2022. So we may have the average price less until the interest rate changes. But the prices are really good right now for buyers. You need to do your homework, meet with your lenders, and really, take this opportunity, this small window of time to get into a home before you're competing with many other people. So this is just a thing where the numbers really speak for themselves, and you have to put it in perspective. So when you see a house for sale and you say, oh, well, I'm a buyer now and I have a lot of leverage and I'm going to come in $50,000 or $100,000 under list price, and that property has already been reduced before, you're not going to get that into contract. Not with these stats that say of these sales right here that they're getting 98% to 99% of the list price to the selling price. So it's a very exciting time in real estate. It really is. It's not gloom and doom. There's 9 homes pending at Lake of the Pines and 9 homes up for grabs. That is a healthy market. So decide which direction you're going to go, whether you're selling your home or whether you're going to be a buyer. It is an exciting time in real estate, and if you're out there right now before the interest rate changes, you will have a lot of success. I'm CJ Jenkins. Thank you so much for joining me at Lake of the Pines Living Facebook. Take care. Bye-bye.